Greetings, thespians, it's Tuesday. So, yes, done my assessments, and got the results back today, actually. Pretty good. They've got a kind of numerical percentage system of the way they work it out, but essentially not doing too bad for where I am currently. Not top of my class, but not bottom either. So I'm happy with that. Also, I had a TV session today, and well, when I was in my first year at Signet, one of the things I'd get pulled up for on stage was having all the kind of gestures and things up here all the time, rather than being big, expansive, proper theatrical acting. And I realised what it was now. YouTube. The scene I had to do for TV today was it was a scene between a guy and a girl, and there was this slight romantic undercurrent to it that we could play about with. And afterwards, they said I had excellent sleazy potential, which I suppose the beard doesn't really help me with that. But no, come on, guys. You know, this is the face of a man you trust, right? Yeah, you know. Face of a man who you'd happily leave your kids with, like, yeah, you know. So, yeah, Kevin, repertory theatre. Yes, it was a place where most actors back in the day got their acting chops, as it were. Lots of, like, old school actors, like Brunella Scales, Maggie Smith, that kind of generation would have been the sort that would have honed their skills in repertory theatre. And they do weekly rep in whatever their local town was, and that would be their introduction to acting, but it would also be where they learned everything. Now, weekly rep does have its advantages and its disadvantages. For one, you get very good very quickly. For one, you get good at learning lines very quickly. If you're doing a play in a week, you'd have to. But the flip side of that is it does teach you some bad habits in terms of acting, like generalizing. You know, there's very little time to do any kind of character work when you've only got a week to do a play in, so, you know, you just got to go with your first instinct and run with it, and if it's wrong, it's wrong. You would also have got some practice of working in a close-knit group together with people that you might not always get when you're working in theatre, and you'd be working with them for a long time. Like, there would be a repertory company, and that would be your employer. So, on the plus side, it's, you know, full-term work, although often you'd be working for very little or actually nothing while you were there. So, there were advantages and disadvantages to it, but I think what meant that it died to death in this country was just it was outsold and outperformed by what we would now think of as slightly more traditional theatres. Short-term contracts and like better pay for the actors. There have been attempts several times over the years to try and bring back repertory theatre, but it is largely dead in this country. So I'm actually interested to note that it's seems to have enjoyed a slight resurgence in Australia. Let me know if there are any others, Kevin. That'd be interesting. I mean, I've never been to see a rep theatre performance, so I can't really comment personally on whether or not it's better or worse than any other type of theatre. But just thinking about the practicalities of it, it would mean that, yeah, you can do a play in a week, but it means that you would almost certainly have to cut corners no matter how good you are. And, well, after a while it's got to show, hasn't it? Also, if it's in more of a devising vein, which is I think what you were talking about, Kevin, then that's impressive, but actually, that would be an interesting direction to take rep theatre, because like back in the day, it would have been actual proper plays that they'd do in a week. So it must have been terrifying for the actors, and I can imagine there would just have been so many times where it just did not work, and the repertory companies that actually were successful were the ones who had the absolutely amazing actors in them who could do everything that quickly. This is why actually a lot of people went straight from repertory theatre into films, because you've got a similar amount of preparation time often. I'd be very interested to hear what the rest of your takes on repertory theatre are. Does it exist anywhere else in the world? Like Lisa, is there any equivalent in Germany or anywhere in North America? I had up till this point thought of it as being something that was predominantly English, but I could be totally wrong about that. Also, forgive me, shameless plug, but if you're curious as to what my assessments turned out like, then there will be one video uploaded to this channel. Hopefully by the time you're watching this it should be up, and there will be another one on my personal channel if you wanted to know what has been taking up so much of my time and meant that I didn't post a video last week. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and Mary, I'll see you tomorrow.